Good evening, my friends. Today I want to give you some hope because we need hope, and I want to bring things into balance because I feel like I've been talking about suffering a lot lately, and maybe I haven't even done it on this channel, but I've done it in general. I've been thinking about how the cross and the Christian life involves suffering. But I was reminded that even though we suffer, we do experience triumph and victory and overcoming and glory and praise and honor. So I was thinking about that, and I remembered this passage in Ecclesiastes 3, and I just want to share this with you. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. And man, even though some of those things sound crazy, like a time for war and a time for peace, or a time to kill and a time to heal, a time, even though that seems violent and anti-Christ or anti-Christ teaching, at some point there will be a time where we will be destroying the wicked, and going to war with Jesus against the wicked. And even now, we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers of darkness. We're at war even now. But a time, every season it's a season, right? It's not permanent. There might be a season of crying, but it will be fall with a season of laughter. There might be a time of God tearing things down in your life, but He will restore and build up. We've all been born, right? Everybody listening to this message has been born, but you will face death. Not the death that we are afraid of, being cast into a lake of fire, but your physical body will die. It's guaranteed. But just read this passage and be encouraged because it's on point. All of these things, there is going to be a time and a season for all of this in our life. But we need to focus on the most important point. It's a season, and seasons change. So whatever season you're in right now, don't worry about it. It will change. God is just, and He loves you, and He knows the season you're in, but this season is necessary to carry you into the next season. There's a time to plant and a time to harvest. Okay? A time to plant, and it has to grow, and the harvest will come. So don't worry. Every season of your life will change, and it will always work out for your good. Amen.